In the interface, let's quickly make observer. And of course, we'll have method by the name of update. So void update. What will it get? It will get a parking event. Of course, we haven't made parking event as of now. Let's quickly go and make in the DTO parking event. We can have two types of event, which is entry and exit. So parking event type, let's have parking event type in a enum. Parking event type. Okay. Now this can be entry and this could be exit. Okay. So in parking event, one is private parking event type, and second will be parking spot enum, Great. Let's quickly have constructor for it. And let's quickly have getters and setters for it. Let's head back to our observer. We have parking event. Okay. And who all are the observers? So for parking service, we will have to maintain a list of observers here. So let's have a list of observers, private list of observer. We can have observers here. Now there should be a method to add observer and notify all observers, right? So let's just quickly have methods here to add observer. Public void add observer. So we should add it in the observers list. Okay, let's initialize observers as a empty array list. Observers dot add observer to notify all observers. Public void notify all observers. We should have a parking event. So parking event. Let's iterate on all the observers. So for observer in observers, we have to call the method update, observers dot update, and we have to pass in the parking event. Here we are in entry. We have to update all observers. So what do? We create a parking event. So rather than calling display service right here, let's create a parking event. Parking event equals new parking event. What do we have to pass? We have to pass entry. So entry, and the second is parking spot enum. So parking spot enum. Now what do I have to do? Notify all observers. So notify all observers. We have to pass this parking event, and this is done. We can now remove this in display service, and display service should implement observer also, right? Observer. Okay, we need to implement the methods here. We can get rid of this update method actually, and we should go ahead with this update method. Okay, what will we get? We'll get a parking event. So now what do we have to do? First of all, let's get the current count. Okay, what should be the parking spot enum here? We can get it from this event. So event dot get parking spot enum. Next, what will be the new count? So new count would be, so what will be the change? Now change would depend on if the event is entry or exit. Int change equals 0. If event dot get event type dot equals parking event dot entry, then change should be -1, else it can be 1, right? So here we have change, and now we can update the display board, right? We need to have enum, which is this one, and this is done. So now we can get rid of this method, right? So display service has this method actually, display service. So, and we can get rid of this method in the display service also, because observer actually has that. So let's get rid of display service here, method in the display service here, which means this is just a marker class, or we can get rid of this marker class also, because we have all the methods that display service IMPL wants in observer. We can get rid of. We have two problems here. Oh yeah, we have to update the exit also in parking service, right? So let's update. So here we again have to create an event. So let's create event, parking event equals new parking event. Exit parking spot enum will be vehicle.get parking spot enum. This should be the same one. And let's notify all observers, parking event. Great. So this is done. There's one more thing. If you see, we are using this vehicle.get parking spot a lot of times to get the parking spot. It's better we extract parking spot enum in a separate variable here, because we are again and again calling, which is of course time consuming. So it's better we call it once, store it in a variable and use that variable. Okay. So this would be really good optimization. One more optimization. I think we are pretty much done with this also. We have optimized our code. Okay. We'll implement the main function also. I'll implement the main function in the next lesson. See you in the next lesson.